this video, I wanted to talk a little bit about what your Season 4 wishlist for the finals is. So I made a video a couple days ago regarding what my Season 4 wishlist for the finals was. And then there are a good few people in the comments down below that had some pretty good ideas, so I'm just going to kind of be going over those comments, as well as adding some of my own things that I'd like to see at the end as well. So this is going to be like Season 4 Wishlist Part 2, but with some of your comments in there as well. And if you think there's anything else that you would like to see, feel free to pop that into the comments down below in this video, then maybe I'll make that into like a Part 2 to this, I'm not so sure. So, I'm not going to try and pronounce this person's name, but they said, I had been wanting a game mode where everyone has the same randomized loadout, just to get rid of the monotony of everyone using meta stuff. That's why I've enjoyed the events like Smoking Guns. So Smoking Guns was a game mode, I don't know which season it was in, it might have been Season 1, maybe Season 2, I don't remember. But it was a game mode where everyone kind of had a very limited loadout, and it was kind of like a cowboy game mode, so I think you could have like the Model 1887, and the revolver for the medium. The heavies had like the sledgehammer and the Lewis gun, I think. And the lights, I really don't remember what they had. Probably the SH-1900 and something else, maybe the sword. I don't really remember that well. But it was a game mode where basically all of the loadouts were limited, and that kind of encouraged people to try stuff they wouldn't usually like try. And it was an event, so there were rewards and stuff that you could unlock while playing it. But if this was just made as like a regular game mode, I think that would be kind of cool. Because if you go and play Power Shift, it's gonna be sniping lights and heavies with barricades and mediums with healing beams and beam fibs. And that's all you're really gonna get in Power Shift. If you play Terminal Attack, it's invisible lights with snipers most of the time, or basically just invisible lights most of the time for sure, because that's the meta. And then Cash Out, it's going to be mediums and heavies with healing beam defib, and the heavy is always going to have RPG, your weapon of choice, and then probably barricades, and then kind of whatever specialization they want. You're really not going to see many lights in there. But if we had a game mode where the loadout kind of changed up, or maybe it was like a randomized loadout or something like that, or just a game mode where the loadouts were limited, so everyone was kind of forced to use the same stuff, so that the game was kind of like equal for everyone, then I think that would be a pretty good idea. And the Smoking Guns event was pretty good. I feel like it was a pretty fair game mode because everyone had access to the same stuff, but the stuff wasn't too like broken. Well, the Model 1887 is good, and I'm fairly sure that was in it, but you know, everyone kind of had the same stuff on in the game. At least I think they did. I think you could change it mid-round as well, but I'm not so sure. But I think that would definitely be a cool game mode, and I think also if it was maybe like a randomized loadout each time, so that the game mode didn't get like old. If it was like a completely randomized loadout, you got like a different set for each class, I think that would be kind of cool. Vanadios4480 said, I would love a shockwave grenade for the light, like in Fortnite. Would be insane for movement and stopping cash outs, and a black hole trap for medium, which slowly pulls everything towards it. This, I think, sounds pretty cool. The shockwave grenade in Fortnite is a grenade that you throw on the floor, and then it basically like pushes you pretty far backwards and gives you like a huge movement kind of buff if you use it in the right way. You can like throw it underneath you, walk in front of it, and then jump, and you'll get kind of pushed very, very far forwards and up. I think that would fit the light. I think that would make a lot of sense. I think that would work quite well. You could probably use it with your teammates if everyone like walked in front of it and jumped at the same time. That would make sense. It would be hilarious to like knock someone off of the cash out. It would be really funny if it also kind of made you break buildings. I don't think they would add that, especially if it's for the light, but if it did break buildings, I think that would be cool. But some type of just like kind of movement grenade sounds like a cool idea to me. I know we have the gateway for the light as well, but I think the shockwave would probably have its own kind of unique spot in this game, and I think it does make the most sense to put it on light, so I would definitely be all for that. And then the black hole trap for the medium, that sounds cool. I do like the idea of that. Probably pair it up with some pretty nasty stuff by putting some like explosive mines, like a guardian turret, all kind of pointing towards wherever you put the black hole. It's probably gonna be, it would probably be like a grenade, not a grenade, I mean a mine that you place down on the floor. You could probably make it a grenade as well, or kind of both. Like we have pyro grenades and we have pyro mines, so maybe we could get like a black hole maybe grenade for the medium, and then like a black hole mine for the heavy, or something like that, because that's how it actually works in game right now with pyro grenades and pyro mines. The heavy has the pyro mine, the medium and light have pyro grenades, so something like that would be cool. And you could probably pair it with some pretty nasty stuff. I don't know if it would be too strong. This definitely sounds like it could be more of a specialization type thing, because if it's too strong and if you can't really get out of it, then it's basically going to be like a free kill a lot of the time. So if it was a specialization, maybe that would make a little bit more sense. Something similar to like how Zaraya's ult works in Overwatch. It's literally just a black hole that pulls everything towards it, but it is fairly strong. At least it isn't in Overwatch, so I don't know how you would want to be balancing it. Maybe you have to like destroy the trap to get out of it really quickly, and it has very small amounts of health or something. Not too sure, but it definitely sounds pretty cool. This person says, I want a medbag specialization and shock/revive gun gadget for light to increase their supportive potential while still differing from healer medium. This sounds great to me. That just sounds really good. Lights just kind of suck. I personally think it makes a lot more sense to make light the support and maybe give them the defib and the healing beam, because having that wall on the medium just makes it quite strong. Maybe that's overkill though, maybe it's fine on the medium right now. But giving light something to help kind of contribute towards their teammates would be great, because they have 0% of that. Like, they really don't have anything that contributes to their teammates at all right now, except for like, you know, some things that your teammates can also use, like the gateway, but that's not really contributing to the team. You know, like Heavy has barricades and dome shield and mesh shield and goo gun for defending areas. Medium has healing beam and defibrillator for directly healing and reviving you, and then Light doesn't have anything. So if it did have some type of gadget or specialization that either like healed you or revived you, that would be cool. And I think having like some type of gun that maybe did like a revive gun, like this person is saying, or like you shoot them with the gun if they have health and it just heals them, then that would be cool. I think there is a similar ability in Rainbow Six Siege for one of the defenders. I'm not sure what they're called. I haven't played a whole lot of it, but I think they have a revive gun, and I think it heals you if you're like alive, and I think it just revives you if you're dead. So that definitely sounds like it could be cool, and it would 100% contribute to, you know, the lights actually having use for their team as well. Flinster00707 said, I would love to see a Battlefield-esque rush game mode. I don't really know what this is. I've never really played a whole lot of Battlefield, but it got 3 likes, so I will just leave it there in case any of you agree. Rob8669 says, I want to see in-round reserve swapping in Ranked Cashout and World Tour. I feel like this change is long overdue. I would be inclined to agree with this. I don't really see why there's a reason why you wouldn't have this. I think it would make a lot of sense for that to be available. Maybe there's some like technical issues with it where it's like hard to make it so that your cooldowns don't kind of get in the way of things, because right now if you like use a defibrillator and then get revived or something, I'm pretty sure that it's still on cooldown. So maybe there is some type of kind of technical issue. Well, actually no, there isn't, because you can do it in other game modes. So scratch that. Yeah, I mean, I don't know why this isn't in the game right now. I think it probably should be, and I don't really see a reason why it wouldn't be. They could even add like a specific rule where it has to be like a team wipe in order for you to be able to change it. Maybe that would make more sense, and maybe they could implement that. But yeah, I feel like this would make sense, because otherwise maybe it's a little bit confusing if someone's using like a flamethrower and they suddenly have like a Lewis gun after they get revived. Maybe that doesn't make much sense. But if it's a team wipe and then you can do it, maybe that makes sense. And that is something that I definitely wouldn't mind seeing either, just to change up your options in game. Like, especially if there's like the hanging kind of platforms on Monaco, and maybe the enemies have destroyed the ziplines, and maybe you don't have a jump pad on or a zipline on. And if you don't have a jump pad on or a zipline on, and your Heavy, you know, misses their RPG shot, you're gonna lose that game, because you're not gonna be able to get up to that cash out. But maybe you can like team wipe yourselves, and then kind of respawn with a jump pad, and then you can get up there. I don't really know, but there's definitely some arguments to be made for this being like just a good idea. This person says, I just want to be able to save my outfits. This is actually something I know a lot of people have wanted for quite a while. I forgot to mention this in the last video, but this does make sense. I myself, it's pretty annoying when I find a, you know, like a kind of, well, outfit, I suppose, that looks pretty cool, and then I decide I want to change it, but I know that if I change it, then I have to kind of change all of the pieces exactly back to how they were before, and it's just a little bit annoying. So having the ability to save outfits would definitely be pretty cool. You could also just add way more kind of contestants, so you could have like the exact same contestant with a different outfit. That would be like a kind of roundabout way of doing this, but having the ability to kind of save and equip outfits, like having outfit presets basically, would be pretty nice. And then two more things that I just forgot to say in the last video that I would really like Season 4 to implement, and I think they absolutely should, because it's kind of been a little bit annoying for a while now, is the first thing is the FPS and ping not being visible. There's no option in-game to show your FPS or ping. This is like a very standard thing in pretty much any game that releases these days. Maybe they don't want the ping in there because the game is server-side, and maybe everyone actually has like worse ping than they thought because like the entire game is server-side, so maybe there's a reason they don't want to do that. But the FPS, I feel like they should definitely be showing. If you don't want to show the ping, which would be good to show, then at least show the FPS. But if you want to show both, that's going to be even better. But it would just be really, really nice to be able to see your ping and FPS. So like instead of getting that little kind of yellow lag message in the bottom right, or that red lag message in the bottom right, and then you suddenly just start lagging, if you could actually just like visually see your ping like you can in other games, and then you can be like, oh, I'm having, you know, it's like it's gone down for a moment because there's like some interference with my Wi-Fi or something, or there's some interference with the servers, and then you can see it go back up, and it's like, oh, you know what, I'm good now. That's just going to be better, and the same goes for performance. That would just be nicer as well, to be able to see your FPS and your ping, so I did just want to touch on that too, because I can't imagine that it would be that difficult to implement, so I would definitely like to see that. And then this is a pretty... It's like, it's not a big thing, but at the same time it kind of is. I would really love to be able to either change what the team colors are in each game, so you can customize it, or for the team colors to just be like as different as possible. We have like pink and like purple, and then we also have like orange and salmon. So there's like a good few colors that look like very, very, very similar, and you actually have to like think a good bit before doing an action sometimes. You have to think, so like let's say orange is in the lead, and let's say you need to wipe salmon to win, but you don't want to wipe orange for whatever reason, right? You have to like visually kind of, you have to think a good bit before you kind of shoot. You have to think, is that salmon or is that orange? And then you have to look at the cash out, is that salmon or is that orange? At least I do. Maybe I'm like half colorblind or something, but I don't think so. Then we do also have pink and purple, and it's just a little bit confusing. So either having the ability to kind of like manually change what the colors are. So let's say you can have like black, white, and then like green and red in one game. That would be great, because they're all like completely different from each other, so that would be lovely. Or just have the colors in-game actually be different from each other. So instead of everyone in the game being orange, salmon, pink, and purple, the devs just make it so that it's like orange, and then green, and then red, and then like black or white or something like that. That would be fantastic, because it definitely is just a little bit annoying when there's two teams that are the similar colors in game. Just like a very minor thing. It's like a mildly infuriating thing that's kind of been a bit of an issue for a while now. It's not like game-changing, it's not going to be a game-changing fix, but it's definitely going to be like a very good quality of life change if that does get implemented. I did see that there was a Discord post from someone from the official like team from Embark on the official Discord saying that there were like big kind of updates to their engine planned for Season 4. So I think we might be getting some performance like buffs or improvements to the game. So with that in mind, I would just like to say once again, being able to see your FPS and or your ping, I think would be very good. But for anyone that doesn't have great performance, apparently they are improving their engine for next season, which would hopefully be good. So yeah, there you go. Once again, if you have any more thoughts about what things that you would like to see implemented in the game, then let me know. Obviously, saying it this late probably isn't going to change anything. Like, Season 4 is probably ready to go already, and maybe they're, you know, tweaking some things here and there, so they're probably not going to be adding anything new within the next 10 days or 9 days by the time this video releases. But maybe, you know, someone will see this video and then maybe it's going to be something they think about for Season 5. I don't know, if enough people say it, then they do stuff, you know, like enough people wanted the frog onesie, so then they added the frog onesie. The devs are, they do listen to their community, so yeah, there you go. Thank you so much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. That is going to be it for this video. If you liked it, leave a like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Farewell.